Hi, I'm Jerry, and I love to fish. But when I tell people about my fly-in fishing trips to Canada, they get a little intimidated by all the planning. So I put together this series to help you plan your own trip. Hopefully, you'll have as much fun as we do. So this video is going to be on the lures and rods and reels. I'm going to go over the ones that have been proven over the last 25 years. We all bring something up a little different, unique each time, but these are ones that everybody in the party have. You also don't want to bring a gigantic tackle box up because you don't have a lot of room inside the boat. You're going to knock it over. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the tackle box, and then everyone has their opinion on colors. I'm going to just talk about the ones that are proven. Sometimes I'll throw a different color here and there just to play around with it, but the ones that I'm going to go over in this video are the ones that have been proven to catch a lot of fish. This is the tackle box we have pretty much all switched to. It has these containers in it. The neat thing about the containers, you can put like all your curly tails in here, so you can put your 2s here, your 3-inch here, your 4-inch here, the different colors, easily accessible. All of your jig heads, your spoons and stuff like that. It just makes it easy because you can have one container open instead of the entire tackle box open, as you're out there going in. And then also there are excursion lakes. So you don't have to bring the entire tackle box with you. You can just bring one of these containers with you to the excursion lakes. It's about a 15-minute walk through the woods, so size does matter. I normally, we say about 3 or 4 of these inside of the tackle box. My brother clears one out. He hollowed one out, and that's where he puts his knife, his pliers, his leaders, and things like that that sit loose inside your tackle box. I bring just 2, and then I put the other stuff down here. But I also have a bag with all my curly tails in it, so I don't put my curly tails in one of these tubs. But it's whatever works for you. You do want to make sure that you put all your jigs and your harnesses and things like that work with jigs in one tub, so that you're not going back and forth. You can just have one tub open. This is an example of the inside of one of mine. You can see I take a lot of these spinner baits. I put them up here. These are crankbaits. I just put these in here so you can see what they look like. I don't bring these crankbaits with me. I really only bring 2. I hate crankbaits. So I bring 2 just in case. And then I put a lot of spoons, in this cavity here. These are pill containers. So the nice thing about them is if you have loose stuff that could make a mess of everything, you can put them in a pill container, and then that way they don't get all over the place. Jigs are by far the number one thing to bring up there. Yellow and white and the dual color here are what I bring. This is by far my favorite right here. It's got a little bit of green and yellow to it. These are harnesses, so you can take your jig head and you can put it right through the harness, and it'll slow it down and give a little bit more action, to attract the fish. I've got a brother that uses the harness probably more than just a plain jig head. I personally use the jig head by itself more than the harness, but you'll switch around a little bit. These are the colors that are proven. So the chartreuse, the yellow, the white, and then black. I personally never throw black, but I throw probably 80% of the time the chartreuse. It's my favorite. One of my brothers uses the yellow as his favorite. But you definitely want these colors inside your tackle box. The 2-inch and 3-inch are must-haves. The 2-inch you're going to use when you fish for your perch, and the 3-inch are what you're going to catch the walleye and the pike on. We used to throw 4-inch in there, and we just never took it off of our must-have inside of our tackle boxes. I don't think I've thrown a 4-inch in the last 3 or 4 years I've been up there. Spinner baits, I saw this one time. I thought it was awesome. The spinnerbait, the hooks on it are thicker than a jig head hook. So when you grab the pliers and you grab the jig head and you've got a big pike on there with teeth and it's trying to bite you and they're aggressive and everything else, you're going to bend your jig head hook. So make sure that your hook is always bent back. The nice thing about these spinnerbaits are they have thicker hooks, so I can grab the lure right here with the pliers, turn it upside down, and just snap off the pike. It makes it very quick. Also, these are to hold on to skirts, these little rubber bands down here. And when I would cast this, the clip that I would use would slide up here and get caught in these spinner baits probably about once every maybe 5 or so casts. So I took one of these and put it on the end, and then you put your clip here, and then that keeps your clip from sliding up the rod up here. So that's a game changer for me. So anyway, I recommend buying some of these. You're going to need them anyway to put new skirts on, but it will also hold your clip from sliding up there. This right here is what I did with my container. I just cut some slits out. That's how you're able to get all of these spinner baits inside of this container here. So all you do is you just cut it out, and then you can lay some this way, lay some that way. You know, I got a couple of different slits throughout there. Yellow, white, chartreuse are the colors that I throw 99% of the time. So these are spinner baits. I love spinner baits. I found these smaller spinner baits. You can see this is what a normal spinner bait looks like. I found these smaller ones someplace. They're really neat. It's got a much thicker hook on it to catch the fish with. You can grab these with the pliers. You can see this one's all scraped up because I grab it with the pliers a lot, just to get the pike off of there. But if you can find some smaller ones like this, they're awesome to throw as well. Blades, started throwing blades. They go down, so if you're in a deeper area, the blades will go down a lot faster. And if you hit a hole of walleye, these are a lot of fun. We normally take off one of the hooks, so you can take off a hook here or a hook here, whatever one you want. But that way you don't have to worry about fighting 2 treble hooks to remove it from your fish. I hate treble hooks, so I just hate messing with them. So this way here, it makes it much easier. You're going to catch just as many fish, whether you're throwing it with 2 or with 1. Crankbaits, I don't throw crankbaits, but you can troll with them. So most people will bring them and have them in their tackle box because you guys don't have the fish finders. Now, if you do have the fish finders, you'll probably never throw a crankbait as well. But you troll with a crankbait, and then once you catch the fish, that's where you go back and you end up throwing more fish. The weeds, there's lots of weeds. The pike like to hide in there. These spoons are great to dance through the weeds. We also started throwing some of these frogs. They're a lot of fun. You're going to see if you throw a topwater in there, it's the fish are going to take it. They're going to hit it. It's going to fly about 2 or 3 feet over. Bring it in real slow because the fish is trying to wound it, and you bring it in real slow. They're going to come back and take it. It's a blast. We bring 2 medium heavy rods and 1 ultralight, and everybody, that's what you bring up there for everybody. You'll bring 1 of the medium heavy out and 1 ultralight in the boat, so you don't have too many different things in the boat. The extra one is in case something happens to your rod or your reel. People will step on them, things like that. I use the Power Pro braided 20-pound or 30-pound braided line. I put 20 on one of the poles and a 30 on another. The braided line will be about the size of an 8 normal line as far as the diameter goes. So you can cast this just like you would use in an 8-pound, but it gives you a 20-pound test line. Also, the pike have a hard time biting through this. If you use regular line out there, they will be biting through it. You will be losing a lot of lures. You can also use a leader instead, the big old metal clamp thing, and it's, I don't know, I hate the leaders. I've got one brother, he'll take some of the Power Pro and he'll make a leader out of it, so it's a smaller leader, and it doesn't look like you got some big monster thing at the end of your line. The ultralight, we use about an 8-pound Power Pro, which is about a 2-pound, so you can cast your small lures, a mile or so. But again, this one here is what you're going to catch a lot of the perch off of. So maybe the Power Pro is not as important, but I just love the Power Pro, so I go ahead and go with an 8-pound, and I can cast it and everything like that. So again, 2 medium, 1 ultralight we recommend. And then the clips, these are really important because you're going to be switching your lures around a lot. And if you tie a clip, then you don't have to worry about tying your line to your lures all the time. The Power Pro, if you don't tie it right, then they're like slippery, so your knot's going to come undone, and then you're going to lose a lot of lures. So we highly recommend using the clips, learning how to tie it correctly. And then the pliers, my brother tethers his pliers to his pants after about maybe the 5th trip up there. He came down with some duct tape and stuff on it. That was really cool. So I highly recommend it. I bring like 4 pliers so that I can always find my pliers. And then also a tape measure. I just grabbed this one. It's for measuring for the clothing and stuff like that. But the tape measuring is really neat. If you catch that 31-inch, 34-inch walleye or the 40-something inch pike, it's a good idea to know how it is. Anyway, this is what we bring up. These are some must-haves for your boat. And I hope you have as much fun as we do. Please visit walleyejared.com for other videos and files.